Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the RN to BS program. We're excited that you've chosen UMass Boston. My name is Stephanie Vaccaro, and I am the program advisor. I'm going to be talking to you today a little bit about the program so you become more familiar, and then after today's session, we'll get you started and enrolled in your first nursing class, Nursing 360. So today we're going to cover some important dates, deadlines, and different policies. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to use Wiser and Blackboard and some other university resources. You'll learn how to run a degree audit, and at the end of this, we will connect to make sure that you get registered for classes. Our program director is Dr. Christine Salvucci. She herself was an RN to BS student. She's now received her master's degree and doctorate in nursing. Myself, I'm your advisor. I am your contact person throughout the program. So from start to finish, if you ever need anything, I am your first point of contact. And then we also have a program assistant, Belinda Clanton. She works a lot behind the scenes, but if I'm not available to answer something, Belinda is a great resource. She also works directly with the National League for Nursing exams. So that is an exam that you can take to test out of certain things. Belinda works directly with our newsletter as well. So again, if I'm not available, Belinda is the great person to contact. So some important dates. You want to make sure that you pay attention to the academic calendar. You'll see the link here on your slide. You want to make sure that you pay attention to add drop, because that's when you are going to be able to add or drop a class without being penalized from the university, meaning that you won't have to pay for the course as long as you adhere to the add and drop deadlines if you need to drop a course. Also, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to registration for the next semester. So we're always thinking one semester beyond. So in October, we're going to start talking about when to register for classes and what classes are next. So I know that you've just started this semester, but we need to be thinking about your next semester as well. After registration starts, typically we have pass, fail, and withdrawal deadlines. So if you're taking a general education course with your nursing class, you can take those classes as pass, fail. And the withdrawal deadline is also the last day to withdraw from a course to receive a W on your transcripts. W will have no impact on your progress with the program, as well as a withdrawal does not impact your GPA. So it's far better to withdraw from a course than to fail a course or to do poorly in a course. Also, the academic calendar is going to tell you the start date and the end date for each semester. So online classes are a little bit different than the regular session classes. So we start a week later and we end a week earlier than the face-to-face classes. Some important phone numbers to make note of. The bursar's office, that's where you pay your bills. If you receive any sort of scholarship opportunities, all of that information needs to be sent to the bursar's office. The registrar, they help with getting a transcript, enrollment verifications, anything that has to do with your actual registration would go through the registrar's office. Financial aid, we encourage all students to apply for financial aid in the program. If you're having trouble with your passwords or any of the different systems that UMass Boston uses, the help desk is the office that you want to make sure that you contact. If you need to fax us anything, our fax number is there. My direct line is there, as well as Belinda's direct phone line. So in the nursing program, you have to make sure that you're maintaining a certain GPA to remain in good standing in our program. So students need to receive a GPA of a 2.5 or higher. But in addition to that, you have to make sure that you receive a C+ or higher in all of your nursing classes. So what does that mean? A C+ is a 77 or higher. The nursing faculty won't round up, so if you receive a 76.4, unfortunately you've received below the C+ requirement. So you have to get that full 77 or higher. When thinking about a GPA scale, though a C+ is only a 2.3, so you want to make sure that you're actually doing better than the C+ requirement. If you do get a C+ in your class, we'll make sure that we connect on a regular basis to provide you with any resources in order for you to be successful in our nursing classes. What happens if you get below a C+? So your first failure, a failure is anything a C or below, you will be placed on probation. All that means is that you and I are going to connect more often to make sure that you are getting the support that you need in order to be successful. Our goal is for students to be successful in all of their classes, to make sure that you're only taking those classes once so you can progress through the program as quickly as you want to. The second failure, unfortunately, is dismissal from the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. So if you do find yourself in that situation, you and I will connect to make sure that you have all of the resources that you need, and that you are given all of the options. You can always appeal a dismissal if you want to, but let's make sure that if you are ever struggling in a nursing class that you connect with me in advance before the pass-fail withdrawal deadline so that we can make the best choices for you. So academic standing, a lot of students want to be placed on the dean's list, so you need to make sure that you're enrolled in 9 or more credits. Our nursing classes are 6 credits, so you would then have to take 1 additional course if you want to be on the dean's list. Good standing is a 2.5 or higher, and anything below 2.5 means that you're going to be placed on alert, warning, suspension, dismissal, anything like that. So the pass-fail, withdrawal, and repeat policy. Students are allowed to take 8 classes as pass-fail. So if you wanted to take all of your general education courses as pass-fail, that's fine with me. You can take 1 pass-fail course each semester. So each semester you can take 1 of your gen eds as pass-fail. A P is anything a D- or above, and that will not impact your GPA. If you receive below a D-, you will fail the course, and unfortunately the fail will impact your GPA. So make sure that you're choosing wisely. One other piece of advice is that if you're thinking about taking a class as pass-fail, check in with your professor before you declare that, because you might be doing better in your class than you actually think that you are. Withdrawal deadline. You want to make sure that you're paying attention to this because that's the last day to withdraw from a course and receive a W, so it won't impact your GPA or any of the repeat policies or anything like that. And then repeat. Students are only allowed to repeat a course once, and then after that you would have to seek special permission from undergraduate studies to repeat a course again. And you can only repeat 4 different courses in the university. So keep that in mind when you are making your plans for each semester. Always make sure that you check in with myself or your instructor, and then you'll be able to see how well you're doing in each of your classes. So everyone should have also received the advising sheet that would have been emailed to you. So these are your non-nursing classes that you need to make sure that you fulfill in order to complete your degree here. Every program at UMass Boston has a set of non-major classes that you have to complete. If you have a previous bachelor's degree from a US accredited institution, it has to be a regionally accredited institution. A lot of these requirements are not going to, they're already going to be fulfilled for you. So everyone needs to transfer in English 1 and English 2. Chances are you've completed that in your associate's program. All of your sciences, A&P 1 and 2, microbiology, all need to be transferred in. Again, you've probably completed these in your associate's program. You do need to have a C or better to transfer those courses in. You need to have a full 3-credit course of human growth and development through the lifespan. So it needs to be from conception through death, and you have to have a C in that course. It needs to be a solid 3 credits for you to get that course completed. You are required to complete statistics. It just needs to be an introductory level course, and you just need to pass the course in order to get credit for that. We do also need a 3-credit standalone pharmacology course. So I know a lot of associate programs incorporate pharmacology within their nursing classes. We do require the 3-credit course on a standalone basis. If you, for some reason, are missing some of these requirements, we can work with you to take either a CLEP exam or the National League for Nursing exam, the NLN exams, to get credit for those courses. So you have an opportunity to test out of them. We do award students 42 nursing licensure credits, so we can't transfer in your individual nursing classes, but instead what we do for all students in our program is to award 42 nursing licensure credits. So once you begin in the program, you should see those appear on your degree audit. If you don't, please make sure that you connect with me so we can get those posted. So at UMass Boston, we also require that you complete a writing proficiency requirement. This is the university's way to make sure that you can write at the baccalaureate level. All students, regardless of your major, have to complete this. Like I said before, though, if you have a previous bachelor's degree, you do not need to complete the writing proficiency requirement because you've done that at another institution. We also require general education courses. So you need to take 2 courses in the World Cultural World Language area. Those courses cannot be related to American history, European history, anything like that. It has to be very specific to a different kind of culture. Or you could take a language course. You need 2 arts or humanities. You can test out of that requirement by taking a CLEP exam if you wish to test out of that and not take that requirement. Students also have to complete a social behavior science elective. Chances are you've already completed this in your associate's program by taking the psychology or sociology course. And then we require 6 credits of elective. So any class of your choosing, as long as you have 6 credits, that will complete your 120 credits in order to graduate from UMass Boston. So the CLEP exam can be used to complete and get credit for human growth and development, your arts and humanities, or if for some reason you're missing the social behavior requirement, you can take psychology or sociology to complete that requirement. These exams are $110 and you take them here on campus in the testing center. As long as you pass the exam, you receive the 3 or 4 credits for that particular subject area. So the writing proficiency requirement. This requirement we encourage all students to complete after your first nursing class, which is Nursing 360, Professional Issues in Nursing. You can either complete the portfolio, which most of our students complete because you don't need to come to campus to submit that, or you can complete the timed exam. So with the portfolio, it's offered 4 different times a year. There's no cost affiliated with taking the writing proficiency requirement, so you can take it as many times as you need to until you are successful with it. There's 2 different components to the portfolio. You need to write a new 5-page essay based on what the Writing Proficiency Office sends to you. So using their journal articles and their prompt, you put those together and you write a 5-page paper for them. In addition to that, you need to submit your 2 nursing papers from Nursing 360, have them certified by your professor to ensure that, yes, this is your paper and you received an A on that paper. And then you put those 3 papers together and you submit them to the Writing Proficiency Office, and that completes your portfolio. If you don't want to do the certification papers, you can certainly do the timed exam by coming to campus on an assigned day. You'll be given the journal articles in advance, and then once you get to campus, you're given the prompt to complete your writing proficiency requirement. So that would be the timed exam here on campus. You write that 5-page paper in a large lecture using the journal articles and the prompt that they give you. We will talk more about the writing proficiency requirement as you get more involved in the nursing program. So the National League for Nursing exams. So these are exams designed for registered nurses. You have to be a licensed nurse in order to participate in these exams. And you can receive credit for pharmacology, anatomy and physiology, or microbiology. So we offer those 4 different exams for students. You need to get a 74 or higher when you take the exam in order to get credit. The anatomy and physiology exam is for A&P 1 and 2, so it's 1 exam for both classes. So that would be 8 credits. You would register for the NLN on their website, and then you come here to UMass Boston to take the exam on campus. And those cost about $100, but it's an easy way to get the credits if you're not transferring them in advance. So the nursing classes. The nursing program requires that you take 5 6-credit nursing classes. The first class is Nursing 360. It's Professional Issues in Nursing. So this course will help bridge the gap from being an associate's degree nurse to what it now means to being a baccalaureate prepared nurse. In that class, you will have to write 2 5-page papers, so it is considered our writing intensive course, the intermediate seminar. Nursing 361 is health assessment and health promotion. This course, you'll use a program called Shadow Health to complete a head-to-toe assessment of a patient. You'll actually record yourself and then submit that to your professor for your final exam. In that class, there's a paper and then an exam and some quizzes as well. Nursing 362 is nursing research and evidence-based practice. This course requires that you have statistics and pharmacology completed before you get to this course. So before the registration period opens, you want to make sure that those classes have been completed. You will write a paper in that class, and then you also have a final exam and a midterm. Nursing 461 is community health nursing for RNs. So this is our service learning project. So in the community that you live in, we have you go out and explore, meet with different public stakeholders in the community, like the police chief and the fire chief, the public health nurse, In that project, you're going to help identify a health disparity in that community. You're then going to work with the stakeholders to create a resolution for that health disparity. So how can you educate the community more on whatever the issue is that you found? So that is a semester-long project that you complete kind of on your own time. There are some other assignments and things like that in that course. And then the last class is Nursing 462. It's Legal and Ethical Health Policy. So this class looks a lot on ethics. We know in the medical field that there are a lot of different ethical situations that occur. And so you'll explore a lot about, could something have been handled differently, better? Was that the best possible outcome? You also will complete a debate in that course. So that is the final nursing class, and then those are the 5 classes that you have to take with us. So students in the online program can complete the program on a full-time or a part-time basis. You can speed up and slow down however you see fit. So if you start out being a full-time student but you decide that that's too much, you can certainly step back down and be a part-time student. Or if you know if there's a particular semester where things might be a little bit more challenging, you can certainly take 1 class at a time, and then the next semester you can take 2 classes if you want. So we ask that you make sure that you've completed the prerequisites prior to enrolling in the second nursing class. So Nursing 362, again, pharmacology and statistics have to be completed. And Nursing 461, you have to have passed the writing proficiency requirement for that to be completed. Most students take Nursing 361 and 362 together, and then they take 461 and 462 together. We do encourage students to take Nursing 360 as a standalone course because you are transitioning into the baccalaureate program, and it is a full 6-credit course, as well as being a writing intensive course. So this slide is going to talk about the prerequisite courses, so what you need to complete in each course in order to move on to the next course. So to take Nursing 360, you have to be admitted into the RN to BS program, as well as being a registered nurse in the state that you reside in. Nursing 361 requires all of the science courses be completed. We want to make sure that we at least have a plan to complete those, especially for students who don't have the full 3-credit standalone human growth and development course. Nursing 362 requires pharmacology and statistics are completed. Nursing 461, you have to have passed the writing proficiency requirement at this point. And then Nursing 462, everything should be completed by now, so then you would be eligible to take that last nursing class. Community Health Nursing for RNs. So this is a service learning project that you complete in the area that you reside in, or some students choose to complete it in the area that they work in. So you are looking at a lot of different things in each community. You want to see how many churches, how many school systems, are there any shelters, what types of services are being offered to that particular community. So you're going from looking at the individual to now you're looking at a community as a whole. Students have to collect the data. You want to identify a health problem in that area, and then you want to work with the public stakeholders to create a resolution for that problem that you identified. More information will come about this, so you'll have that before you start the class. So some different supports that we offer through the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. So the university as a whole has a writing center that if you'd like to use and utilize for tutoring or any sort of assistance, you can. But we in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences have our own writing house. It's called the Writing House Online. They offer tutoring both virtually and face-to-face, one-on-one and in small groups. There's a lot of different online resources that they assist students with. One of the things that I really like most about the Writing House Online is that you can submit your paper to them in advance, and then they'll provide you with feedback about your paper. So when you utilize this service, you want to make sure that you're providing yourself with enough built-in time to make whatever edits you need for that paper. The Writing House can help you understand the different fundamentals. They can help you understand your assignment. They can help you put together an outline. If you're not quite sure how to put together your thesis statement or tie together your paper with your conclusion, they can help you with all of those different things. Again, you just want to make sure that you build in enough time to use their services and then to be able to still submit your papers on time. So we also use a program called the Virtual Campus Center. It's through Blackboard. So everything that we do in the RN to BS program through advising and the newsletters and things, we put through the Virtual Campus Center. So if ever you can't reach us, or if it's at 3 o'clock in the morning and you need a little bit more instruction or clarification on something, this is a great resource for students to use. Some other campus resources. So again, we have the Reading, Writing, and Study Strategies Center. So that is the University Writing Center as a whole. There's counseling services, health services, career services. So if you want a little bit more career exploration, or if you want to put together your resume or CV and you want a little bit of feedback on that, career services is a great place for that. The Ross Center, so if you have any sort of learning disability or disability as a whole, the Ross Center can help you receive supports for that. The bookstore, so if you wanted to purchase your books online through the bookstore, you can do that. You can also rent books through the bookstore. And then the University Advising Center has a toolbox that's a great resource for students. So using Wiser. At this point, you should have logged into your Wiser account by using your UMass Boston email login information. So that information that you get is your login for all the different platforms that we use. So it's your login for Blackboard, Wiser, your email. I think that's all of them. So all of those. So Wiser has some tutorials on how to search for classes, how to add and drop a class, how to change a class from being a graded method to the pass-fail. So if you want to do a gen ed like that, you can. Wiser also maintains your personal information. So if you have a change of address or anything like that, you can update that through Wiser. You can pay your bill, see your financial aid package. All of that stuff you can do through Wiser. So if you have any sort of hold on your account, Wiser will tell you. It will have like a giant stop button. So hold will prevent you from changing or adding classes, or getting registered for the next semester. So holds stop you from doing everything at the university. The only hold that I can remove is your advising hold. All of the other holds, you have to contact the individual department to have that particular hold removed. So if you have a past due bill, immunizations, that would be a health services hold. If you forgot to return a book to the library, they'll put a hold on your account. So make sure that you don't have any holds on your Wiser account. So this slide shows you how to search for classes. There's a short tutorial, so if you want to watch that video on how to register for classes, that will help you do that. And I would strongly encourage you to do that because you would have to register yourself for all of your general education courses. So at this point, you should be ready to register for your first nursing class, Nursing 360. If you have any issues, please feel free to send me an email or give me a call. I am happy to help you get registered for Nursing 360. And again, I'm your point of contact in our program. My goal is to make sure that you succeed, that you are supported in however you need fit to make sure that you get to graduation in the time amount that is good for you. So again, I look forward to working with you in the RN to BS program and helping you achieve your academic goals.